Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very first on the AMPM Games channel. I'm going to be reviewing the tier list, the Game Press tier list specifically, because this is like the biggest, most popular tier list that people talk about, especially whenever it comes out. There's always big discussions I see on Twitter, Reddit, people make videos about it. So I'm going to be discussing this with you all today. And one quick thing before I get into it, I do want to say, because I know people are going to be like, oh, well, I don't care about opinions if you're not top rank 3,000 or 6,000 or whatever, you know. I am top rank 3,000, so I have an idea of what's going on here in the meta. No, I'll never go for rank 1, but I just won't put that kind of... I just have other things I'd rather do than sit there and slave away the Legends PvP. But, so this is our tier list. I understand what's going on in the meta, so, you know, there's that. I do want to say, look at this. You know, you can read it real quick, but essentially this is discussing how they rate the people in the tier list. For Zenkai Legends Limited Fighters, they rate them at their 7-star form. Free-to-play fighters at their 14-star form. So you can read that there if you want to. And final thing about the tier list, if you've never seen it, Z tier is the best right here. Then we have S tier, normal tiers for tier list. Then it kind of switches up. It doesn't go A tier, it goes tier 1. And then we got tier 2, whatever it wants, tier 2, and then tier 3. Now, I'm only going to really be covering Z tier, S tier, and a little bit of tier 1, just like the top couple, because otherwise this tier list, we don't need to discuss everyone on the tier list, okay? But let's get into this. Z tier. I think this is pretty good, pretty spot on, to be honest, with how the game's looking right now. Ultra Super Gogeta, man's on demon time all the time. Dude's ready to come collect your soul every single second of the day. Absolute beast. He's got like almost anything you could want. He's got blast armor to fly through blast attacks. He's got a strike cover change. He's got a green card that nullifies cover changes for your opponents. His gauge gives him blue cards and key. Often his blue cards absolutely rinse your opponent's hand. It deletes their hand when you use a blue card. He can get two ultimates, one from main, one from when he's last man standing. He can lock opponents in for 5 timer counts twice. Man has it all. Man has it all. Man has everything you could want. From a unit. Absolute monster. Definitely, I'd say the best unit in the game. This guy's pretty good as well. Definitely up there. Mono Purple. He makes this Mono Purple team so different from any mono color team you've seen in the past before, because he has that tag ability, which allows him to switch between Goku and Vegeta, and the Vegeta becomes effective against, like, does extra damage to yellow and takes extra damage from green, while the Goku version is just a normal purple who takes extra damage from yellow but does extra damage to green. It's that swap, that swappity swap that makes him so good in this game. Also, they get a lot of blue cards. At least against me, they get a lot of blue cards. I know I've seen some people say, I never get blue cards. Play me. You'll get a lot of blue cards with them. That swap is so deadly because people are going to run yellow units against a mono purple team, because why not? Yellows are effective. But then they swap in this dude. I've had times where my Oob is out there and I can't switch to a different unit, and Vegito one-shots my Oob because he nullifies Endurance too with his blue card. And it's like, okay, well, there goes the unit. And then, like, you're not going to run... Like, if he became just, like, a red unit where blues became effective against him, I'd say this unit would lose so much of what makes it good, especially on the mono-purple team, because the fact that he makes greens effective against him, who is bringing a green unit against a mono-purple team? Like, who is doing so? Like, this is the only one where I'd be like, you know, maybe go for it. But even then, 2 other units are super effective against green units. And if he doesn't have the Vegeta side out, he has Goku out. That's all 3 are super effective against greens. So, like, it just makes the mono purple team so deadly. If he didn't have the ability to switch, he would be so much lower, I would say. He'd be so much... It's that switch that makes him so good. But he's right there, number 2 unit. Also, I forgot to mention, when they have like 9-star here, 6-star here, 9-star here, that means it's different from what I showed up at the top. You know, it's different than this. That's how they're basing them off of 9-star version, 9-star version, 6-star version. So if they have that, keep that in mind. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. The dude became an absolute monster once he got his platinum equip. If you are running this guy without his platinum equip, you are playing him so wrong. Go get his platinum equip. It can only be used for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. It is meant to make this guy a god. I thankfully have mine Z+. So glad I got lucky with that. But make sure you go do that. Dude's he's got a cover change against everything twice. He has a green card, which can nullify cover change. He has a blue card where you get another blue card after you use it. People seem to forget that. I was playing an Ultra Super Gogeta earlier. I used a blue card against him, and then he sidestepped, and mid-sidestep, he got hit with another blue card and was 2-carded out of existence by Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, absolute animal. He's got also blast armor, so he's got everything you could love. Honestly, I've been loving big monkey boy here. Absolute, monkey supremacy's been dominating right now, so I've been loving him. And then the fact that his platinum equip does, stuff against revival units, like gives you Dragon Balls, and then can also give you a damage boost if you have that pink slot, which got lucky to get that too. But monster. Trunks, don't see Trunks as much, but I'd still say Trunks is a still very good unit, especially on future teams or hybrids. But if you're running him on hybrids, make sure you're running him alongside the future Han and then that green drip Trunks, the movies Trunks, because they're both future units, and to get Trunks' endurance, you need to run him with 2 other future units or 2 other Vegeta clan units. So if you're running him on hybrids and you're running him with future Han and the purple Gohan, or maybe the red Gohan, he will not be getting endurance. So keep that in mind. And also, if you're playing them and you see they're not running him with 2 other future Vegeta clan units, you can rush him and he'll die right away. So keep that in mind. But he's got endurance in those conditions. He's got a nice ultimate. I'm pretty sure it nullifies types. Like, it's a type neutral thing, if I'm remembering correctly. I used him a whole bunch in December, but I haven't used him since Ultra Gogeta came out because I like to, not use the same team for my whole life. He's got the strike cover change. He has a green card, which gives him more cards. He gains ki when people swap in against him. He is just a very solid all-around unit. Definitely, I'd still say Z tier. If he had a switch ability like this, Mono Blue would be naughty. It would be. If he had a tag ability where he could switch, Mono Blue would be like Mono Blue would make Mono Purple look like a trash can when you got this guy and this guy then, but he doesn't. So that's what kind of makes him lesser than this, but still very good unit. Run him on future teams. Still very solid. S tier. I'd say this guy could potentially be moved up to Z tier. Like, he's just a good unit. Like, you could move him right on up there. But he's fine here at the top of S tier. Zenkai, Super Vegito. If you have Super Vegito and you have not Zenkai'd him, don't run him. Do not do it. Just don't do it. Only run him if you have him Zenkai'd, which you probably should, because they gave us missions to earn Z power, which I think are still out. So if you haven't done them, go do them. Get him 7 stars so you can Zenkai him, because he's an absolute animal with his strike cover change. His LF ult nullifies endurance. He gains, when you swap him in, he gains ki and card draw speed. His blue card gives back ki. Super Vegito is an animal. Glad to see him back. Glad to see people are finally able to use him again since he came out first anniversary. So it's been a while, but he's back now. So I'm glad to see him. Solid unit. He was run on both the top 2 teams of Mono Purple and Fusions. So he's definitely very, very handy to have. Future Han. This dude's almost a year old, and like, he hasn't gotten a platinum equip, hasn't gotten a Zenkai or anything, and he's still absolutely balling out. Man's got endurance. Man's got a cover change, which deletes cards and can then absorb ki blasts. He's got a green card, which gives him ki. His strike cards restore a little bit of his vanish gauge if you're running him on a strike only team, with him and like the Trunks on whether that be like a future strike team or maybe a hybrid strike team. Huge. He can restore his vanish just simply by attacking, which is nice. His LF nullifies endurance. He also can lock cards. Guy's got a little bit of everything you could want. So future Gohan, absolute mental. I'm deciding between getting him 14 stars or getting him to like 8 stars. That's where my debate is with my units, with my Z power I have from Happy Bags. So I don't know. I think I'm going to probably summon more on the Trunks banner. And so, I may just give him the Z power because I feel like I might pull him on the Trunks banner. But we'll see. We'll see. Zamasu. He's different from these guys, as where like when I swap in a unit against this guy, or especially these guys, I feel like they may get killed. Like, they may die here in this combo, or it'll be like a good chunk of damage. This is a defensive unit, and so he's not scary in that way, but he is scary because he's annoying. And that's what you wanted from a defensive unit. You want to be annoying. This guy's annoying. As long as it's not a purple unit, this guy will eat damage. absolutely just soak it on up, especially if you like against your blue unit, you know, because he's green. But this guy is just, he can take away your Vanish, he can take away your Dragon Balls. He's just annoying to deal with. Solid unit. Most people have him 14 stars, I see, because, you know, that banner has triple Z power, and he's a featured unit on there, being one of the new ones, the new sparking on the banner too. So high rate, people have pulled him a lot. So solid unit. Gohan, Revival Han, still solid, not the same monster of being like the pinnacle of, you know, units. Still a monster. Revival actually can kind of be a negative though, because so say you're using him, I rush you, and you have him eat the rush. I'll get some Dragon Balls so I can get close to that second rush, and you know, that's annoying to face, but still a very solid unit. That green AoE when he dies, his blue card after he dies, which you can also get one from main, which is the LF. Just a very solid unit all around. You can still run him and still be very good. You can run him on Mono Purple. You can run him on a hybrid team still solid. Bardock is here because of the crits he gives Super Saiyan team. I don't personally fear Bardock as a unit himself at all. Not whatsoever. Like, when someone swaps in Bardock to attack me, I'm not like, oh no, here goes my unit, it's gonna be decimated. Nah, I just don't feel that way at all. Bardock's there because he supplies crits, and most people are running him in a Super Saiyan team with him, Gohan, Future Han, and Ultra Super Gogeta. And the crits make him scary, and him even scarier than the already scary Demon Time mode he's on. So that's why Bardock's here. Majub, solid unit, has a cover change that stops them from using strike cards for a little bit of time. That green AoE is super nice. Always love that thing. His blue card takes away their buffs. He has a little nice ultimate. His paralysis is actually massive on his card, especially when you're facing, you know, Mono Purples. He's yellow, but that paralysis, someone hit. I was facing a Majub. He hit my Super Gogeta with the paralysis. It was the greatest paralysis I've ever seen. I couldn't swipe. I couldn't use a card. Nothing. My Gogeta was just standing there like fidgeting like that. Like, it was insane. So that's really nice. Zamasu Purple. Him being here is interesting because I never see people run him anymore. I see him on the bench all the time because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he buffs Purple God Key. So he buffs these two, which is nice. But people rarely bring him into battle because with Mono Purple, normally they're running this guy, and this guy, or they're running the Blue Bros, Super Vegito, and this man. And so I think this guy might be better to bring into battle because he just dies. People use this man to die. I would put him in tier 2. If not, like, he's only here because of how often people see him. He's not a good unit. He just dies and then gives nice buffs and health and takes away your Dragon Balls. So Zamasu is still good, I'd say. You just don't see him much. Maybe in like future teams where they're running him as a purple unit, he could still be good. I mean, he's still got that strike cover change, a green, which takes your 40 or takes your opponent's 40 key, gives you 40 key. A nice little ultimate. He can still do some damage. He can just kind of take a little while to get going in some cases. So I could see him being like tier 1, but he's still a solid unit, I'd say. You just don't see him that much because Mono Purple, I'd say there's better options. And then future, you just don't see as much future right now, and when they do, they don't always bring a purple. So keep that in mind. Tier 1, I just discussed this guy. People use him just to die. Like, do not fear this man at all. Just they're gonna throw him out to be a sacrifice. This man is made to be sacrificed. He's not very good. Gohan, I'd still say this Gohan is very good. It's just you don't see him very often, and the fact that he's a red and so many people are running around with Ultra Gogeta that he gets clapped by Ultra Gogeta because typing because of typing. Even though he has type neutrality when he's like, you know, last man standing with his ult, if you don't hit the Gogeta with that, you're screwed. You're screwed. So that's why I think he's down here, but he's still a very scary unit, can still decimate teams, absolutely slap them up. These three are yellow, so they're really good because of how many Mono Purple is going around. I believe Frieza, when he rushes, he can also nullify endurance, so that's huge. That's real nice, especially with a lot of endurance units out there, like the Trunks or the Future Han. So that's really nice. Him with the Dragon Ball is real nice. He's just nice with his key, his card drawing, just all around solid unit. Also the cover change, blast cover change. Bojack, still a good defensive unit. Just make sure you don't get him out there at the same time when they can throw out their Ultra Super Gogeta, or he will die like that. Man will get snapped out of existence. Thanos snapped by Super Gogeta. So that's the only thing with the red units. Just avoid the any chance you can that they get on the field at the same time as Super Gogeta, or they will cry. These two, still very good units, I would say, for both of them. I just saw a clip on Twitter, actually, where this Broly, someone swapped in their Ultra Super Gogeta and then sidestepped, and then he hit him. Or no, he swapped in his green Broly. Then they sidestepped with Ultra Gogeta, and he caught them mid-sidestep with a blue card, one-shotted their Ultra Super Gogeta. So that's a nice thing to have, just Mono Purple, because there's a whole lot of Mono Purple as well out there. Mono Purple makes these two pretty useless, because they're greens. But they're still very solid units. So as long as, you get lucky and don't face Mono Purple, bring them into battle. Still great units. I think that's where we'll end the tier list. The rest, you can just kind of talk about. Regen. Oh, I do want to discuss this. So Perfect Cell. I think LF Perfect Cell could shoot up this tier list if he gets a good team. Like androids get good units, Regen gets good units, or powerful opponent gets some nice units that are also like top of the meta. I think Perfect Cell could shoot up. I do think he has the worst kind of gauge ability from what we've seen with UIs, being able to like get extra vanishes. Essentially, that's what UIs is. That's nice. The Ultra Gogeta is insane. Just using cards then gives you more ki and a blue card. That's nutty. And then the Trunks is also really nice because Trunks' ability, when you get hit, it then basically ends their combo because it takes away all their ki and then gives you health and a whole bunch of buffs. So I think just the charging up ki just happens to unfortunately be the worst of the abilities, but we'll see. We'll see, with other units that eventually probably get it as well. But I think the Cell could shoot back up if his teams get better. But that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be going live on my Twitch if you want to come face me in PvP viewer battles. I will be doing that later today. My Twitch is always in both the description and link in the pinned comment. So go follow me over there. Just hit 200, which was our goal for the end of the year. We hit it. So thank you to everyone who helped out with that. I would love to see you guys there. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell if you want notifications every time I post a video. And I hope you all are having a fantastic day. The best of days, staying happy and healthy, having a great start. It's 2022, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.